Just watching Man on the Moon, that movie Jim Carrey was starring in. Not sure who made it exactly. Probably it would have been probably the cast of that show Taxi, which I remember now wasn't called Taxi. It was something like The Worst Days of Our Life or something. It was like a spin off of Happy Days, and it was all like slapstick, like everyone went wrong in the garage. So I was like the Fonzie. I was like this fat, ugly, stupid looking person like me. I remembered a few other things. That chocolate cake that Jim Carrey eats in the movie about Andy Kaufman. It was the best chocolate cake I'd ever had in my life. I sort of I worry maybe they just made it for me that way and everyone else got crappy cake. But I hope they didn't make I hope they made it like that for everyone. But there's a jacket that Danny DeVito wears, the blue, as he's walking up to his house. It's got Fridays on the back of it. I'm pretty sure that was the name of the shop, or name of the restaurant or cafe where they had the cake. Yeah, it was the best chocolate cake. It was like a Black Forest cake or something. It had cherries in it and chocolate pieces and everything. It was really rich but velvety. It was gorgeous. What else do I remember? Yeah, when I got sick, everything got serious again. Like I was jerking around, having fun. So I went off to sort of Victoria's Secret, started that off, and then came back for a while, for a period of a few years, to be someone else. I wanted to just experience what I would be like as someone who was more authentic, because I always felt like all my life I was acting like someone else, and I was sort of like a clean cut, sort of cool little, sexy. It was a sex symbol thing I didn't like because I couldn't get close to my wife, and everyone else wanted my attention. I couldn't fall in love. I wanted to just fall in love with God and my wife and be like close to God or something, or heaven or something or other. And it was always like I was facing the wrong way or something, looking back to sort of sexy, sort of sinful stuff, and had my back to it all, and I was sort of walking backwards into it or something. And then I would just start shaking all the time. Not, it didn't feel that bad. It looked bad, like I was going like this all the time, like It was almost like I was 300 people all trying to mingle into one. It was a funny feeling. But when I got sick, probably a few years after being Andy Kaufman, after I'd got back from Victoria's Secret, transforming from Elvis, sort of gave away all my sex side. Um, I had a girlfriend, Goldie, who ended up dying. I don't know where she ended up, but I don't think I think she's deceased now, but she's sort of the Courtney Love role there. She supported me when I got unwell, and sort of screwed me over a bit as well. But girls sort of do that if they don't know you too well. She was, I think, sort of after, not my money. Oh, look, I shouldn't talk about it. It's in the past, but but yeah, I kind of spawned that whole Sin City, Goldie. I was a bit like Marv, I sort of looked a bit like Marv after a while. I sort of lost a bit of the flab, and I was this sort of rough-looking bloke. When I got cancer, and I was just walking around smoking cigarettes, didn't care, and had all scars and stuff from being in fights and stuff. I wanted to explore what life was really like, and I'd get out in bar fights, and then I just would collapse in bed, and then I sort of left for a while, went back to Victoria's Secret to try and go back to like Elvis again, and it sort of didn't work too well. I got really unwell. I had to take uppers and downers to sleep and everything, and I did a few shows, and then the last show I was on that piano, and then I sort of had more of the look I liked, which was more of a rough look, more like Tony Clifton. So I did Tony Clifton looking like Elvis, looking like I'd have the stupid suit on and everything. Everyone thought but I didn't sound like it. I put on a voice like, I'm gonna sing like this, or whatever. I can't do it because I got to keep my voice down. I got neighbours. It's late. I do the voice pretty good of a day when I'm out, sort of out on my balcony. But So yeah, that period anyway was interesting. It's left a mark in history. People like Jim Carrey and people who sort of um, like that kind of humour that's a bit off the cuff. It's not expected, or I don't remember it ever being offensive like it is a bit in the show. Everyone sort of got the jokes a bit better, but yeah, there's a few other things I remember like. Um, I was thinking of it as the show's running. I can't sort of go back now, but yeah, I don't think I'd ever want to go back and be Elvis and be Andy Kaufman or anything like that. Unless people ask me sort of personally at home or something, but I don't want to be famous again. I don't want to do shows and be world famous or anything like that. I think that energy doesn't deserve to go to one person. It it's a heavenly energy which, you should marry someone and have a family, but it should be a community spirit, not worldwide. I think it spawned the whole internet culture. It's just too worldwide, and it's not good for the planet. It's burning. It's always this horrible feeling of burning the planet away, and I don't like that. I like it to cool off back to a snowy, cool feeling, and just being at home and being at the warm fire. I miss it. I miss sitting around the hearth, having the warm fire and roasting, food by the fire and having a kettle of water, and that's what I really like is all that life I had. I was so lucky mum and dad gave me that in this life. Growing up I had all that I really wanted as a child, and it only really went wrong when the drugs and music got back into it, and some of my friends seduced me into the drugs, but look, I couldn't have avoided it because I missed my marriage for whatever reason. I must have carried some of that with me somehow from that previous life. Someone must have known about what had happened and sort of orchestrated my life a bit. And look, it probably just happens. I forgave everyone. I realised there's nothing I could have avoided in life. I just did my best. But yeah, the cake was nice. I remember the cake. I remember mum and dad, you've seen this movie, my Elvis mum and dad. Um, they used to sit watching all my shows like that and encouraging me, and I don't think they knew I was Andy Kaufman though. They thought I just buggered off for a few years. So when they saw me on TV, they can't really talk to me about it. Oh, this new guy's around, he's great. He's like you, but sort of an idiot. I was like, oh, gee, that's pretty cool. Whoa, yeah, I'll have to see that. It was a huge secret till I've just told now. I don't think anyone actually knew, not even the Secret Service or CIA, or they probably knew Andy Kaufman was some kind of funny agent or something, but they didn't really. I did all the other stuff secretly, sort of with my mum, and even she didn't really know. I set it up with her, and yeah. Well, she hasn't gone to sort of as far to heaven as me, so I won't talk about her, but I talk about myself openly. I don't mind. Heaven sort of protects you in a way; it keeps you safe. So you can just speak your mind. It doesn't matter so much. But yeah, it's a bit lonely at the top at the bottom. It's sort of heaven's like on earth is like being at the top at the bottom. So that's why I say I'm around the middle. It just takes the pressure off a bit. Sort of at the top, there's Jesus Christ, and then at the same time you're at the bottom of hell on earth, and like being in heaven high at the bottom of hell or something. You're not really your full worth sort of being received. Um, Never mind, just because my marriage didn't happen as yet. But in a way, I've got a wife waiting in heaven if I need her. She's happy. She's happy the way she is, though. That's that whole Tinkerbell feeling. Was Tinkerbell doesn't really need Pan. That's what they kept saying. In those shows, Tinkerbell's just Barbie in there, but doesn't need Ken or Pan. She's like that up there, just in love with everyone. But I could always go visit. We catch up, have days out. I don't remember it once I come back, but yeah, just love the world to catch up and marry me, and I'd love that whole dream Ken and Barbie thing. Forget all the Elvis crap, all the Andy Kaufman. Just take off with some beautiful girls. Doesn't matter who, as long as they love you and you love them, and names don't matter as long as you're with each other and you look at each other's eyes. You know who each other is, even without even saying anything. Well, that's why I like that song more than words. It's just you don't have to say anything. You just meet and you just it's like you've always been together for eternity, and you just don't care if you're together with eternity after that. It doesn't matter. You can be with or without, or it's better to be with, but you can spend time apart. There's no shame. There's no worry. You've done everything. So other people probably still worry about things, but I've done all that stuff, so I don't worry so much. I did the bikie thing. I did all the other stuff. I was done and dusted when I was in Katoomba. I just thought, oh, well, that's it. I'd sort of done all the single stuff. All the married stuff I did as Amadeus a long time ago. I had a beautiful married life. All beautiful kids and gardens and everything I wanted and sprawling mansions um, yeah, so I was sort of more up to the space age now, just be more like a Darth Vader or something eventually. But yeah, I'd love just to finish off Earth and just marry all these beautiful girls I can take up to my space station and have all my kids and never be alone. Always have a girl to come around and see me and all my kids. I don't like being alone all the time by myself. It's boring, and I like to have a girlfriend, and whether it's one or 100, I don't mind, really. But it'd be lovely to have 100 girlfriends so I can have all my kids, and I can travel the world. They can go across the world and make up homes, and I can visit, and it's just an idea. But I don't know how other girls think now. Like, I'd love to do myself up though, more like a when I'm in love, my heart would open up. I'd be more beautiful like a Ken doll. My hair would go more fair. This is from stress from your heart not opening all this. Your body doesn't know how to deal with it when you're not opening up your heart to the world. It sort of stresses and it feels like your hair's pulling out. It's not really. It's the same as it ever is. It's just my body's not growing with the hair, the shape. And all these pock marks aren't really anything. They just pop out. It's all just stress or it's tension in your skin. All that opens up. You sort of get bigger. I'd probably grow another foot. Be real tall and thin for a long time, and then I'd probably just slowly muscle out to more like a Superman. Eventually, be able to fly and stuff. It'd be cool. I can already do it. I just have to transform to do it. I don't remember doing it. By the time I get back, I've sort of wiped it off my thoughts because I don't want to think about it. If I thought I was doing that all the time, rushing around, flying around, going to space, building space stations, and I'm not actually conscious in doing it, I'd sit here angry all the time. So I got to forget about it and just chill and just relax and then know it's ahead of me, but it's like preparing the way again, like Christ. It's all there ready for anyone who wants to marry me. We're filthy rich. There's nothing I can't do with my skills. I don't even need money to buy a house. I can just build one I can build one on another planet right now for someone if they want to go travel. It's no effort. I just got to be able to feel accepted by the world so I can just say goodbye and feel I've left it in the safe hands. I don't want it all going crumbling to pieces the moment I leave. There's something inside of me which desires my heart to open fully, before I do that, So, the heart of a man is just basically his full worth, I want to find out what I'm worth and how much I can do for the world and make sure it's in a good state by the time. I really want it in a perfect state by the time I go, and so I can fix up anything that's damaged out there, fix up any planets. Jupiter's a full planetary system that hasn't really birthed yet. It's full of moons and stars, and it's got the Jupiter planet in there. It's the size of the Earth, and it's surrounded by the swirling different moons. It's got probably 20 moons. You don't go dropping nukes on there, because you're going to damage that, and then it will just take so long to recover, we won't be able to live there. And then we'll be stressing out, we can't leave Earth, we can't go to Mars, can we go to Venus, That might have got damaged too, Anyway, I digress, but yeah. Anyway, I hope you enjoy my little reveal and, get something out of it, but I don't think it's ever worth going backwards. I think on to Ken and Barbie would be really good for Earth. Even use those names, We could even dress up a bit camp. We don't have to. I mean, it could be. There can be times when we're just serious couple, at home enjoying our family, and then oh, I thought there was the dog back there. It's my foot vibrating. But then like we can dress up camp and do some like stuff that look like toys. That'd be great. I'd look so authentic. The kids would just go. It's all good fun though. It's all clean fun. So anyway, I'll see you later.